Foster Financial is a boutique retirement and investment services firm that works with individuals and employers who understand that when it comes to ensuring one's financial future, one size does not fit all. And here to share more about today's topic is Heather Foster. Heather, thank you so much for joining me.
It's always good to be here.
Yes, of course. Okay, so today we are talking about an inheritance.
Yes.
Which, if you are receiving one, that's a pretty exciting thing, I would imagine.
Exciting and hard.
Okay.
Usually with an inheritance means that you lost a loved one.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of emotions involved. So when there's emotions involved and money involved, one of the very first things that we tell people is just to take a step back.
Yeah.
First of all, don't do anything with the inheritance or even take any steps for the first few weeks.
Right.
We're emotional and maybe we're talking to somebody that doesn't really understand the money and how it's taxed and the rules associated with it. A lot of people get frustrated and just say, just send me a check, cash everything out and send me a check. But what that could end up meaning for you is that all of a sudden you have $150,000 of taxable income on your tax return that you weren't expecting. And that person, let's say that they said, just cash it out, don't take taxes out. So they get the $150,000, for example, and let's say it was IRA money that they got. That money is all taxable. So it's going to stack on top of their other income. So let's say they're still working and the husband and wife are working and they're maybe making $70,000 or $80,000 a year between the two of them. All of a sudden they've stacked an extra $150,000 on their taxable income all in 1 year, causing the money they inherited to get taxed at a much higher rate. What do you think a lot of people do when they receive $150,000? They start
Spending,
ding, ding, ding.
Yes, I mean, the temptation is there.
It's there, right?
Yeah.
Buy a new car, go on that vacation, maybe pay off their house, which is actually not a bad idea.
No, that's
At
not.
least that one's a good one.
Yeah.
So now we're filing our tax returns, and we go, and the CPA says, well, you owe the government, $40,000. And you're like, what do you mean I owe them $40,000? Well, the inheritance that you received was all taxable. So most inheritances, if there is pre-tax money or retirement money, or if there's annuities involved at all, you need to stop and get advice. There's a lot of little things, and this is where we just tell people, just stop. Make sure you're talking to a financial advisor who understands taxes. If your financial advisor does not understand taxes, you now need to get your financial advisor and your CPA involved before you make decisions on claiming that inheritance portion for yourself. So again, with the emotions involved with this stuff, it's good to just stop. Also, if you're receiving an inheritance, but you've been named as the executor of the will, that's complicated, or you've been named as the trustee of the trust, and your job is to now receive that inheritance into the estate and distribute it out. There's also rules and regulations with that, so it is wise to work with an attorney sometimes and a financial advisor. We get people who come in kind of after the fact. They got an inheritance, they cashed it out, now they've got the money sitting in their bank account. Now they're calling a financial advisor saying, hey, I've got this money in an account, what do I do with it? Really, that call to the financial person, especially if you don't already have one in place, it needs to be made before you've received the inheritance, because some of that inheritance money may be subject to taxes, may be subject to special rules. So you want to get that financial relationship in place well ahead of time.
It can get really complicated, but again, the folks at Foster Financial are here to help.
Yep.
Heather, thank you so much. And if you guys want more information on this topic, or if you'd like to work with a financial advisor from Foster, all of that information is on your screen.